Hi, my name's Grant. We're going to take a look at the CICS Deployment Assistant tool and the clone capabilities within the product. So I've opened up a CICS Deployment Assistant window and I have a project that I've previously discovered here called Demo, and I've got a CICS system that I want to clone. The CICS system being cloned has to be managed by CICSPlexSM, so I'll expand my CICS regions managed by CPSM TAM, and the CICS system that I want to clone here is one called IYCSDM1. So I double click on that CICS system and I can see the information associated with that CICS system that's stored within the CICS Deployment Assistant model. And we can see we have a button down here called Clone CICS Region Wizard. So I'm simply going to press that hyperlink and I get a dialog asking me to specify new identity information. So the Apple IDs and the SysIDs IDs and the CICSPlexSM MAS names need to be unique within the CICSPlex. So I'm going to change those to a new unique value, and I have some semblance of a naming convention where my Apple ID, MAS name, and SysID are consistent. Good naming conventions usually make things a lot easier. I need to specify a new start policy of this cloned CICS system. How is this CICS system going to be started? And I'm going to submit it through some JCL. And I'm specifying the new member name for that piece of JCL. And when I've done that, I'll click this next button. What CICS Deployment Assistant has done is it's evaluated the JCL and taken a look and evaluated the data sets that are in that JCL. And CICS Deployment Assistant understands about CICS defined datasets, and it understands the attributes of those datasets. So it's proposing to allocate new datasets for the cloned CICS system. The tool has spotted that I have some sort of naming convention. We can see the existing dataset on the system that I'm cloning from has my user ID as a high-level qualifier, my Apple ID is a mid-level qualifier, and a standard low-level qualifier for the last part of the dataset name. So it's proposing new dataset names which are following my naming convention. Some CICS datasets can be shared. For example, this DFH LRQ dataset, I could potentially have shared that dataset. So I can tick the dialog box to say I actually want to share my LRQ dataset between the two CICS systems, and the new dataset name is grayed out. In this case, I'm not going to actually share it, so I'll unclick the box. But some datasets can't be shared, so the share option is not available. So for example, I can't share my DFH LCD dataset, so I'm not given the option to share it. If I don't like the names of the datasets that are proposed, I can change them to anything I like. But I kind of like the naming convention, so I'll stick with it. The job name that I'm going to run this new CICS system with is specified in this last option here, and so I can set that, and I'll click the Finish button. So what CICS Deployment Assistant is doing now is generating my new dataset names. The CICS product datasets are being generated. Sorry, not CICS product datasets. The CICS system datasets are being generated. And new JCL is being built for this CICS system, and a new entry is added to the CICS Deployment Assistant model. So we can see now that the request is finished. On the console window down the bottom, we have a clone report indicating the steps that CICS Deployment Assistant has done. So it's logged the fact that it's creating a clone of IYCSDM1 to IYCSDMY. It's indicating which data sets that it's allocated and initialized. It's providing information about the CICSPlexSM groups and CICSplexes that have been created, and also changes to set options. There's also some warnings. There's also some information about some steps that may need to be performed manually with regard to CICSPlexSM workload, BAS or RTA monitoring definitions, and also some changes that might need to be made to your ZOS system. So for example, if you need to change ZOS WLM. log streams, VTame, Apple IDs, etc. So the request completed. The tool opened up an editor window showing me the JCL that was generated. And I'm pretty happy with that, so I'm going to close that window, go back to the CICS Deployment Assistant model, and I can use the Start CICS region button to request this CICS system started. Job submitted. See that the jobs view's pre-filtered in, so I'll click the refresh button. Got the little play icon next to the job name. I'll select the job, and the ZeroS Jobs tab here. We can see that it's got the same job number, and we can monitor this CICS system. We can see that it's starting up and connected to CICS Plexus. So we've successfully cloned that particular CICS region.